Good morning and welcome to Monday. It's a new week, and we're starting off this week with the theme of if we don't feel grateful for what we have, for what we already have, what makes us think we'd be happy with more. And that is also the theme for the week on my podcast, the Fall in Love with Yourself Now podcast. If you want to hear me talk about it over there, you can go check that out, where I give you a theme for the week, and then I give you a little tool of how to deal with that, or a challenge of something like that. But I really like this statement because it's so important for us to really focus on, what we have, to be grateful for what we have, to be grateful for what's going right in our lives, and pull back from focusing on what we don't have and what might not be going great. Because if you know me at all, one of my favorite sayings is what we resist persists and what we focus on grows. So it's so important to be conscious of where you're putting your attention and the words that you're speaking. I talked last week about the importance of not complaining because you're putting focus on what you don't want. And this statement is kind of about that. If we don't feel grateful for what we already have, what makes us think we're going to be happy with more. I mean, we get going so fast in this life that sometimes I think we kind of forget what we even have. And so I'm just encouraging you today to just take a moment and really think about what you do have. And there's so many different ways to look at that. There's so many different things to be grateful for. You can be grateful for your bed that you slept in last night. You can be grateful for the breakfast you hopefully had this morning. You can be grateful for, the sun coming out, or just it's endless. If you start looking around, there's so much to be grateful for. You can be grateful that you woke up this morning, because some people didn't, so and that's where I think it's, you hear a lot of talk about gratitude lists, and I do think that those are a really valuable thing. And I do try to get up every morning and I do the morning pages from what is that book called? The Artist's Way. So I try to write 3 pages every morning, and I'm really trying to also, while I'm doing that, it's just you kind of free form it out of your head. You don't do a lot of thinking, you just kind of write. But I really do take a minute to try to list like 5 to 10 things every morning that I am grateful for, because it gets me centered for my day, So if I'm like focused already on what's going well and what I have and what's good, that just makes my day go easier. And I also like to get up and say, I mean, this is kind of dorky, but I a lot of times come out into my kitchen, I'm getting my tea, and I am saying to myself, you know, it's going to be a great day. Everything's going my way. Because I really believe that. I really believe if I'm putting out that intention, things are going to go easier for me. And I'm just going to say, things usually do go pretty easily for me. I've been shocked at how much life, when I'm putting out when I'm mirroring back what's good, life mirrors back to me also what's good. I mean, it's crazy, because I do have like just a lot of magical moments happen, and a lot of ease. And I'm a person, like back in the days when we could go to a restaurant for out to eat, I would go to like the best restaurant in town and be like, it's hard to get in there. I'd walk in and I'd get a table. 5 minutes later, it would be like the line would be out the door. I always find great parking spots. I just never worry about that stuff. I assume things are going to go right for me. And, to the point that there was a point in my life where I was able to fly for free, but I was flying standby. And I always just assumed I was going to get on the plane. And guess what I always did? I think there was like one or two times where things got a little bit hinky, but because I believed it, I think I had something like 57 free flights over a 10-year span, which, yeah, that worked out pretty that worked out pretty good. And a lot of times, like I said, they would put me in first class. I mean, there were times when they actually would come to the back of the plane, get me and take me to first class, because they're like, "Oh, we have a seat up here. You should come up here." And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, I will." So it's when you expect good things to happen, good things will happen, seriously. And when you focus on being grateful for what you have in your life and the beauty of your life and the ease of your life, and everything like that. And that includes things, people, places, your life, your health, all that stuff. It makes a difference. And like I said in the podcast, I give you guys a little challenge. So I challenge you just even today to start focusing on what's going right, being grateful for what you have, and just get really mindful in your thoughts about how you're thinking about things. If you're all pissed off about something and you're negative about something and you can't pull your thoughts away from that, try to sit down and focus, write a list of what really is going right, and what you do have, what's going right, and what you do have around you, and all the things that are supporting you. I mean, I talked about one of last week's calls, videos. I talked about the fact that there's so much support. I'm sitting on this awesome chair. It is totally holding me up. I don't have to worry. The chair's got me. The floor's got the chair. The ground underneath the floor is holding everything up. So basically, I'm being held up by earth. And that's true of all of us. We just have to stop and really think about this and tune in and pull yourself back from the negative, because it's just not going to serve you in the long run. It's a lower vibration. What you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on the negative, you're going to pull more negative to you. It's not a good vibration for your body. Negativity / worry / all that focus on the negative, that's a lower vibe, and that's harder on your body. I mean, so be positive, believe in miracles. They do happen, and they're happening all the time, and the littlest thing can be a miracle. Honestly, you just have to pay attention and just be positive, and believe in the fact that you've got a lot to be grateful for. And if you don't believe that, sit down and start writing it down, because I know that you really do have a lot to be grateful for. Even if you're watching this video, you can be grateful for that I showed up and that you're able to watch a video this morning reminding you to be grateful. So anyway, have a good Monday, and keep smiling. I'm sending you lots of love and support. Here's a big air hug for you. And I'm thinking about you and sending, lots of love and support and healing and calmness, and the ability to see things as they are and be grateful for that, because things are